Hello friends, hope you are well. Welcome to Crime Talk. We've all had that one exam that didn't go as planned, leaving us with a bitter taste. Have you ever heard of a student holding a grudge for 15 years over a low score? This is the story of a student who not only held onto his resentment for 15 years, but also stalked his teacher during this time. His grudge wasn't just about the low score. There was another reason too. After a 15-year wait, he exacted his revenge peculiarly, all because of his lower score. This tale hails from America and involves a 33-year-old man. The teacher in question was Mary Stauffer, a math teacher from Minnesota, USA. Mary came from a good family and was happily married to Mary Stauffer, an educator. They had 2 children, a daughter and a son. This is a chilling tale of a student's revenge, a 15-year wait, and a score that was never forgotten. So Mary and Ira, a devout Christian couple with a unique annual tradition every year, embark on a religious journey to the Philippines. This trip is a cherished part of their faith and family life. Their adventure usually coincides with the summer holidays in May, when their daughter's school is closed. In 1980, they planned a 15-day trip starting on the 20th of May. The whole family was buzzing with excitement, preparing for their spiritual journey. 4 days before their departure, on May 16, Mary took her daughter, Elizabeth, to a parlor a little away from home. This was part of their pre-trip routine. Their story is a testament to the power of faith and the bonds of family, beautifully intertwined in their annual pilgrimage to the Philippines. After a visit to the beauty parlor, Mary Stauffer and her daughter, Elizabeth, get into their car. Suddenly, a young man opens the driver's door and jumps in. Mary is so terrified. Before she can react, the man pulls out a pistol. He orders Mary to drive, threatening to shoot her and Elizabeth if she makes a noise. Mary, scared, complies. As they drive, Mary spots policemen on the roadside. She thinks of alerting them, hoping that they can save her. But the man anticipates her plan. He warns Mary against making any noise or making suspicious movements. He threatens to kill both of them before the police can catch him. Furthermore, he does not care about the consequences. Mary looks at his face and believes his threat. She's terrified. Despite seeing the police, she does not stop the car. She keeps driving, her heart pounding with fear. A mother and daughter were led to a deserted area by a stranger. There, another car was parked, its trunk ominously open. The stranger ordered them into the small trunk. Despite their protests, they were forced inside, their mouths taped shut. Nearby, 2 children were playing. A 6-year-old boy named Jason Wilkman saw the unsettling scene and approached, asking what was happening. The stranger panicked, fearing exposure. He grabbed the boy, thrust him into the car, and drove off, leaving his mother and daughter behind in the trunk. Imagine the terror of being kidnapped now. Imagine it happening to a mother and her 6-year-old daughter. They were from their car by a stranger. Jason was locked in the car, and his mother Mary left in fear. The car started moving. After a while, it stopped. Both the mother and daughter were taken out. They were at a house. The kidnapper was alone. He revealed that he had left Jason at an unknown location, so she could not lead anyone to them. The mother and daughter were led into the house at gunpoint. Chains were waiting for them. They were bound, and their freedom was stolen. One measures 20, 1 inches wide, and 4 feet long. Both are built to lock people in. A mother and daughter find themselves locked in these closets, one by one, by an unknown man. The space is so tight, standing becomes a challenge. An entire night passes. The closets remain locked. What the man does during this time, neither the mother nor the daughter knows. Morning arrives. The closets are open. The stranger serves them breakfast. The mother, Mary, tearfully questions why they are there. She insists that they have no quarrels with anyone, but the stranger asks if she recognizes him. Mary denies ever seeing him before. Yet, he insists that she knows him. Mary, an old teacher, was shown an old school picture by a man. She recognizes herself and her students, but not him. He reveals that he is Ming Sen Shiue, their former student. She attended Alexander Ramsey High School in Roseville and taught him math. In addition, Let me tell you that Ming Sen Shiue was born on October 15, 1950, in Taiwan. When he was 8 years old, he moved to Minnesota with his mother and two siblings. Shiue's father, who died 3 years later, was a professor at the University of Minnesota. Shiue was described as violent toward his younger siblings, often beating them during both adolescence and adulthood. In his teens, Shiue was reportedly engaged in criminal activity as a juvenile, such as starting fires in the apartments of 3 strangers and throwing rocks at vehicles. She taught him algebra and math in the 9th grade and gave him a B according to her performance. This grade changed Ming's life, preventing him from pursuing his desired subjects in college. He waited 15 years to confront her about it, disclosing who he was before he repeatedly raped her. He recorded the conversations and rapes on his video camera, and Mary explained that she did not intentionally give him a low score. She marked according to his paper. A teacher's impact, for better or worse, is long-lasting. A man who felt wrong and sought revenge. Our protagonist was once a student, deeply in love with his teacher. He believed she was his world. But when she gave him a lower grade in math, he felt betrayed. "You gave me grade B and did injustice to me," he said. This perceived injustice sparked a desire for revenge. He tried kidnapping her 3 times, but each attempt was unsuccessful. "I tried 4 more times during this time," he confessed. When he finally revealed his intentions, the teacher was terrified. She didn't know what kind of person her former student had become. "What do you want?" she asked, trembling. His answer was chilling. "And now let's assume that you, mother and daughter, will stay with me in my house for the rest of your life," he declared. This is a tale of a journey that began with love and ended in a quest for revenge. Imagine being trapped, your freedom stolen. This is Mary's terrifying tale of captivity. Her captor threatened, "Your life will be spent in prison with me. If you don't listen, I'll harm your daughter." Mary knew he was capable of anything. Their days were spent locked in a cupboard, chained to prevent escape. He'd leave for work, locking them in, returning only in the evening. On his birthday, he made a declaration of love for Mary. When she refused, citing her family, he threatened her daughter's life again. This was their horrifying reality. A mother and daughter were kidnapped and trapped in a cycle of abuse. The mother was forced to make unthinkable choices to protect her child. The captor demanded love, threatening her daughter's life. The mother, Mary, was forced to kiss him, a desperate act to keep her daughter safe. They tried to escape, but their cries for help were not heard. Their prison was a house on a deserted site, far from prying eyes. As time passed, their family grew increasingly worried. Weeks passed with no word, no clue to their whereabouts. The police were involved, but leads were scarce. With each passing week, Mary's hope dwindled. She feared that her life and that of her daughter would forever be shrouded in darkness. This is their harrowing story. She was trapped, terrified of the man who threatened her life and her daughter's. His words echoed in her mind, a chilling promise of harm if she dared to break free. One day he offered her a glimmer of hope, a chance to step outside, she thought. Today is our Independence Day. She planned to scream, gather people, and escape. But he warned her, "If you hint at your captivity, I will kill your daughter and you." His fearlessness of death or police left her, a mother paralyzed with fear. Mary and her daughter, Elizabeth, were trapped. For 53 days, they lived in fear, their lives controlled by unseen forces. On the 55th day, Mary noticed something. Their locker, their prison, was a bit loose. She had tried before, but this time, with determination and a stroke of luck, the lock gave way. Mary pushed the cupboard, broke the door, and finally, they were free. This story is a testament to this. A mother and her daughter Elizabeth were kidnapped and held captive for 53 days. Their captor Ming had a predictable routine. One day, the mother seized an opportunity. She knew that Ming kept his phone in the kitchen. Fearful that Ming might return, she took her daughter and fled the house. Their ordeal was over, but the impact of this experience was profound. This story is a reminder of the power of knowledge. The mother knew where the phone was because Ming, the culprit, had told her. This knowledge was their key to freedom. Teachers shape lives in countless ways. Sometimes their impact can even be life-saving. In a chilling tale of survival, a mother and daughter find themselves in a terrifying situation, hiding in the branches, chained and in a deteriorating condition. Within 3 minutes of a call, the police arrive. The sight of the mother and daughter shocks them. They immediately take them into custody and rush them to the hospital. Information about a man named Ming Sen Shiue, the police swiftly locate his office. Before he can return home, they apprehend him. After 53 days of ordeal, the family is finally reunited at the police station. The husband and son, informed about the situation, rush to join them. The police interrogate Ming. His bizarre justification was horrible, as he said that his teacher gave him a B grade in math. A chilling ending to the harrowing tale of a mother and daughter's escape. A tale of obsession begins with the student's love for their teacher. Despite the teacher's marriage, the student's desire remained quenched. Driven by this obsession, the student kidnaps his teacher, Mary Stauffer. However, the story took a darker turn when a child became involved. The student confessed to the police about a brutal act. He had killed the child, Jason, and discarded his body in the bushes. After 53 days, the child's remains were found. The court charged the student with kidnapping, rape, and murder. His sentence? 40 years. Mary and her husband, they faced 30 years for their part in this tragic tale. In 2010, a man was up for parole, but Mary and her family had a different plan. Mary and her family approached the court. They expressed their fear. If he is released, we are in danger. The court agreed. They deemed him a threat to society. His parole was denied. The man, arrested at 29, is now around 73. He has spent 43 years in jail. His life has moved on, but he remains behind bars. The Mary's family, on the other hand, has flourished. Her son is married and has children. Mary and her husband are still together. They have found strength in their faith. In an interview, Mary shared her thoughts. "I never wished ill on him," she said, referring to the man, "but he chose his own path of destruction." Despite her ordeal, Mary shows compassion. "I sometimes pray that nothing bad happens to him," she admits. However, she insists that he should not return to society, fearing that he could be a danger to others, and the man remains in jail. Mary's family is safe and together. This is the story of survival of a family that refused to be silenced.